Hello my fellow gods and goddesses, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and today we are doing another graphic novel binge video. So if you guys are new-ish to my channel, I do this kind of series where I just binge read a bunch of graphic novels in one sitting. That's the idea anyways. The first one I did not accomplish that, but hopefully we can get that done today. And I have 5 graphic novels to show you guys, and yeah, I'm just going to tell you guys about them, whatever I know, and then I'll read them and tell you guys at the end my final thoughts. Alright, so the first one I have is Death Note Volume 2. I read the first volume last month and I wanted to, finish the second volume. If you guys don't know what Death Note is, it follows this guy named Light Yagami, and he finds a Death Note, and a Death Note is a device of the Shinigami, and the Shinigami are death gods, and if you write a name in the Death Note, then that person dies, and you just follow Light as he decides what to do with this Death Note, and there's like an investigation happening and all this kind of stuff. It's very philosophical based and I love that. Very morally gray, talking about morals and all that jazz. But I actually have started this, so I'm cheating a little bit. Hopefully we can get this one done. The next graphic novel I have is Fresh Romance. This one it looks like it has 5 different, I would assume, romances in it. I think some of them are gay. I think some of them are diverse. I mean, considering the cover, it seems like a good time, and I don't know anything about it. I just saw it at my library and I was like, yeah, let's pick that up, so that's what I did. That one's another chunky one, so we are getting very ambitious today. The next one I have is one that everybody cannot stop talking about on BookTube or in like the comic world in general, and that is Saga by Brian Vaughan and Fiona Staples. I have absolutely no idea what this is about. Everybody talks about this, but I have no idea what it's about at all. None. No idea. I just know that people lose their shit over this, and I guess I need to find out why, so that's what I'm gonna do. I read Paper Girls by Brian Vaughan, and I didn't like that. I actually read that one in my previous graphic novel binge video, but I didn't like that very much just because I'm not a sci-fi person, and I assume this is sci-fi, but hopefully I like this one better. We'll see. I have high hopes for that one though, because everybody talks about it, so y'all better not lie to me. The next comic I have is Deadly Class. Again, another one I don't know anything about. I just see skeletons and I get intrigued. I don't know what that says about me, but yeah, I don't know what this is about. We're gonna find out together and I'll let you know at the end how I feel about it. Finally, another big boy is Preacher by Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon. This is one of my boyfriend's favorite comics. He is obsessed with it and he's obsessed with the TV show. He's been wanting me to read this for a really long time, so I figured I would be a good girlfriend and read it. This is another one where I have started and I think I've read like a couple issues. That's fine because again, it's pretty chunky. Preacher is about this preacher who gets this like entity inside of him called Genesis, and basically it allows him to do a bunch of like supernatural powers, like make people believe in God, something along those lines. And then he follows these 2 other, he's like in this like ragtag group with his ex-girlfriend and this other guy who I don't think I can tell you exactly what he is, but he is a supernatural being. I don't want to like spoil anything, but yeah, and it's just the 3 of them finding things and coming to realization of like just religious discussions and all that kind of stuff. And finally, this is one that I don't know if I'm going to get to, but just in case I finish all all of these, which I don't anticipate doing and having extra time, but that is Cursed Pirate Girl by Jeremy A. Bastian. Listen, I love me anything to do with mermaids, pirates, ocean. Like, I am such a slut for that. All of my favorite books revolve around water, basically. It's just the daughter of Aphrodite in me. But the only problem with this graphic novel is it's all in black and white. And let me show you guys. And the text is all in like a cursive kind of thing. Like, do you see that? I am getting overwhelmed just looking at this. Like, I think it's a cool art style, don't get me wrong. It's just for a graphic novel. It's like really busy. So I don't know how easy it will be to like follow along. But like the art style is really cool and it's kind of creepy. It's giving me very like Tim Burton vibes, which I like. But again, I really like mermaids and pirates and all that stuff. So I feel like I will still try to give this a chance, but we'll see if that ends up happening in this particular video. These are the 6 graphic novels that I may or may not be finishing in this video. And so just stick around to find out how I like them. Cue terrible iPhone quality and time lapses. This boy has been in this chair for like 48 hours just sleeping. Sir, I have to film a video in that chair. Kobu. Y'all are gonna hate me because I have to move him. Cat abuse. It's fine. We just moved him over. He's good. He's a good chunky boy. Yes. Alright, so quick thoughts on Death Note. Now I'm like halfway through. I have mixed feelings on the rivalry between L and Light. A part of me really loves that they are each other's exact match. Like, they are both so incredibly smart and like they are basically the only 2 people on Earth that could probably bounce off of each other the way that they do. I also feel like they are too overpowered. You can say this for L or Light. They're just so evenly matched that it's almost frustrating because one of them will come up with this elaborate plan that the other person will just figure out immediately. Like, there's no stumping. And I'm pretty sure they get stumped eventually with a couple things, but it doesn't last long. And I just wish that there was more of a buffer between the other person figuring it out. But again, like, I grapple with the fact that, do I love the fact that they always know what the other person is doing because they are just that good they are just that good at bouncing off the other person? Or is it just a bit annoying? First graphic novel is done. I mean, technically this is a manga, but you know, similar concept. I enjoyed this volume, obviously not as much as the first one, just because like the first one kind of sets everything up, but I think I'm gonna give this like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed the story. It is still pretty much exactly like the anime, so still a little disappointed about that, and I anticipate it being pretty much exactly like the anime. But yeah, volume 2, still good, still enjoying the series, still will continue on it, and that's pretty much it. So next I'm going to start Fresh Romance. Already there's a Mean Girl reference, and normally I think they're overdone, but quite frankly I don't care because it's a bunch of hot ladies. So love that. The art in here is so so beautiful, and I'm like spoiling myself for the next panel, and it's so gay. I love that. I am in all the feels right now. I just finished the first story in this called School Spirit, and it was the cutest fucking thing I've ever read in my entire life. Oh my god, this was even cuter than Heavy Vinyl, which I read in the other graphic novel binge video. It was sapphic, and there was magic elements in it, and it was also gay with like gay parent representation. One of the students has 2 dads, and it was so good. It was so good. Oh my god. I can't. Okay, I just finished Ruined, and that is the second little story in this volume, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, I think. It is set in Edwardian England, so like Pride and Prejudice, Downton Abbey kind of setting, and you follow this girl as she marries this guy, and you know, all that politics with like marriage and all that jazz. But she has a reputation for being with another guy, and so there's like that underlining story that we haven't really explored much, but we have touched on it in this first issue. The art is again super beautiful. It is, each of the stories has a different like illustrator, different authors, so this is a compilation of stories, and I very much enjoyed it, and I am excited to read more because there is some stuff that we need to learn about. Another one down, and my heart is so warm. Guys, this is so good. I am shook right now. Like, this is amazing. Okay, so the Ruby equation is girl who's like this otherworldly being who's like been sent to Earth to like make humans fall in love, so she's kind of like a Cupid kind of character, but she is kind of demi-romantic, I would consider her, and she has to make like this swoon-worthy romance happen in order to leave and go on her next mission. So cute, it's so cute. I finished it. Oh my god, this was absolutely incredible. I am so shook right now. Like, I was not expecting to love this that much. The last 2 stories were, one was a kind of Beauty and the Beast-esque story, and then the last one was only like 3 pages, and it's basically about a girl whose kisses are special. And because it's only like 3 pages, I'm not going to say anything else. But now we got to move on to another one, and I think we are going to do Saga, because I'm sure a lot of people are excited for me to give my thoughts on this because it's so popular. Alright, so I just finished Saga Volume 1, and first, let me just tell you what it's about. It's about these two, and they make a baby, and they have to run away because they're like forbidden lovers. They're from like warring planets, and so people are trying to get their love baby, and they're trying to take their love baby from them, and so they have to run away and everything. They're like deserters in the war, all that kind of stuff. Sci-fi is just not that girl for me. I don't know what to tell you. I have tried countless times to get into it. It's just not that girl. I don't care. I do like the freelancer guy, the Will, and his Lion Cat. I think they're pretty cool and they're kind of interesting. The humor in here is funny. I don't care. So I'm probably just not going to finish this, which is probably disappointing for people because I know everybody loves this graphic novel. It's just not for me, and that is just how it be sometimes. So now we are going to do Deadly Class and see how this goes. Okay, so I only got like 20 pages into this. I don't like it. I'm just gonna DNF it. It's kind of like, it's set in the 80s during Reagan's administration, and it kind of deals with assassins and like CIA and like spy, Soviet Union, Cold War kind of deal, and it's just not my cup of tea, so I'm not going to waste my time with this. But now I'm going to finish Preacher, and like I said, I did start this, so hopefully I can finish it pretty quickly and give my thoughts, even though it's a big boy. Alright, so I just finished Preacher, and I think I'm gonna give it 4 to 5 stars. It's really good. It's really interesting. I love Vertigo comics. I really love pretty much everything that they put out, and this is no exception. I think the story is really interesting, and I know it's going to be super complex. It deals with things of like discussions of morality and religion and all that kind of stuff, and it's really interesting and I enjoy it. Alright, you guys, so we have reached the end of this video. The first graphic novel that I finished was Volume 2 of Death Note, and I gave this 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was good. I think the thing that is deterring me from enjoying this more than I should is just the fact that I know what's going to happen because I've watched the anime, and I have noticed that it's exactly like the anime, which is awesome that they were so accurate, but it's like, you know, I already know what's happening, so it kind of complicates things for me. But I feel like I'm still going to continue it just because I still do enjoy the story even though I know what's happening. But if you haven't watched the anime, I feel like you would have way more enjoyment out of this because it is an absolutely like complex mystery kind of strategy game between L and Light. They are perfect rivals. The next thing I read was the best thing I read in this entire video, and that was Fresh Romance by a variety of authors. Fresh Romance has a total of 5 stories in this bind up, and each one of them is so good. Even the last one that's literally only like 3 pages, I was still hooked and I still want to learn more, and I want this for myself so bad. I definitely need to add this to my wish list and like get this eventually, but I want volume 2 like right now. It was so good. Obviously my favorite story was the first one, which was School Spirit, and it was so cute. It was so cute. Oh my god. And oh, they're all just so good. I love this so much. If you take anything away from this video, please pick this up at your local library if you do have it, or pick it up at Barnes & Noble, because I 100%, this is worth the money. So good. You won't regret it. I love it so much. 5 out of 5 stars. Oh my goodness. Then I read Saga by Brian Vagan and Fiona Staples. this is another case where it's just not my cup of tea. This is a sci-fi space travel graphic novel about two forbidden lovers trying to escape the war and all that jazz. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. It's just, again, it's just not my thing. I am very much in the minority here. A lot of people absolutely love this series. So take my opinion with a grain of salt. The writing was fine. The art was okay. Definitely not my favorite. The humor was fun. I liked the humor in it, and there are obviously aspects in here where I understand why people love it. It's just not my cup of tea. The next thing I read was Deadly Class by a bunch of people. I DNF'd this because it's just not my thing. This is a CIA 80s spy assassin kind of Cold War-ish thing, and it's just, I don't like the art style. It's very all over the place. It's very chaotic, and I'm not a fan, so I DNF'd this. And then finally, I finished Preacher Volume 1. This was really good. If you want a kind of complex world dealing with morality, religion, it has a lot of Constantine vibes, so if you guys are aware of that kind of feel. Vertigo comics are very mature, typical offensive language that's used, graphic art. So be aware of that. I know some people don't enjoy that, and yes, but it also has very similar feels to American Vampire. I can't remember. I don't think American Vampire is published by Vertigo, but it is very similar vibes to that. So I enjoyed this. I think it's a cool story that I will be continuing. Alright you guys, so that is the end of this video. Let me know down below if you have read any of these graphic novels, and if you guys have any requests for graphic novels for me to binge read in the future. I hope you guys like these videos. I like these videos because I'm able to just sit down and read a bunch of graphic novels. Usually I do just volume 1s, and I'm able to kind of filter through which ones I want to continue, which ones I don't want to continue, and it's just overall just a fun time, and I hope you guys enjoy them because I'm going to continue doing them even if you don't. That's it for this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!